Farm4Profit podcast. Take a listen, have a blast. Farm4Profit podcast. Learn about farming while having a laugh. Farm4Profit podcast.
All right. I am excited for this. This is probably one of my favorite segments that we have. You've got all kinds of stuff pulled up on your computer, Corey.
Yeah, I've got wine words that we're going to try to use since last time we got crap because we can't figure out how to say the right words when we're tasting wine. We've got wine in a can. And we've got wine in a bottle, and we've got some dirty wine glasses with spots on them.
So we need a better dishwasher soap.
I think it's probably the dryer liquid or whatever that you need in there. So, and we're on new microphones, so I'm trying to figure these out. Yeah. Like it's kind of different.
So we've got wine in a can. That's a step up of wine in a box or a bag.
I don't know. We'll find out.
We will. So excited again for our partnership with the Sonoma County wine growers, and we get to have Taylor Serres here. She is the company director of Serres Ranch Vineyards, and we're excited because she's got a guest alongside her. So if you hear a little bit in the background, we've got the real star of the show.
Youngest guest ever,
I think,
on
so.
the podcast.
I do. I really do. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much for having us.
All right, so where are you at right now?
I am currently in my home, which was actually the original ranch house of Fighting Joe Hooker, who used to own our property. It was the first prefab home that came around the Cape from Sweden.
From Sweden?
Yeah.
Very cool. All right. We're going to dive into more about you, but quickly, what am I opening so we can get this open and at some point try it?
You are trying our 2019 Watrous. It's our Bordeaux style blend, all estate grown fruit from our property in Sonoma Valley. We have been farming grapes specifically since 1972, farming in general for over 100 years, and have officially owned our property for 100 years this year, 2024. But the wine that you are trying right now is our 2019 Watrous. It's our second vintage of our Bordeaux style blend, named Watrous after the family that owned the property before us that actually bought the property from Fighting Joe Hooker. So named Watrous, it's primarily, it's a Bordeaux blend. So it has all 5 of the main Bordeaux varietals: Cabernet Franc, Cabernet Sauvignon, Malbec, Petit Verdot, and Merlot. And we named it Watrous because it is a blend. So it's a blend of the 2 families, the Watrous and the Serreses. So it's that joining wine. So it's a great wine for, around the dinner table with friends, old and new. One of my favorites, actually.
The label is sleek.
Thank you.
Very clean. Yes. Very clean.
Dave would like it. It's got the Whitaker bronze.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Is that a brand?
Yeah, that's our cattle brand. So we have Raftered SR. We have an organic beef operation on our property here in Sonoma, and then another ranch that we have up in Northern California. And we have a cow-calf operation, and we brand on the left hip. So that's why when you're looking at the label, it's at the bottom left, the brand.
Wow. Man, that pours well, too.
I know. It's because I did it by a microphone. Give it a little ASMR wine style here.
Okay, so we're going to jump right into the taste because I can't wait to taste this. I think
you got to let it breathe, right? Is that really what you're supposed to do? I think we've learned that.
I would take a sip and then let it breathe a little bit and then try it again. And you'll see how the wine evolves in the glass.
Oh, that's a drier wine.
I don't know. It's not terribly dry though.
No, it's not like
it's not astringent.
I didn't say driest. I said drier. What words do you have? I saw dry right there on your wine list here.
Yeah, I don't know if I like this Google
vocabulary for wine.
I mean, there's an oaky, a velvety, steely, young, musty. I don't think you want that.
No, that's not musty. No,
I don't think you want that word. How would the professionals describe this?
That's definitely an earthy wine. So it's one that has a lot of structure, a lot of pepper and tannins to it. It is a Bordeaux blend, so it is a bigger wine compared to other varietals that are grown in Sonoma County, and aged in oak for 2 years, 100% French oak, and so you probably taste a little bit of like chocolate, maybe some vanilla, and that's the toast on the barrel that you're tasting. But I'd say the main components or the main tasting notes would be more of that like peppery, earthy, and that's the Cabernet Franc with that leading varietal.
Yeah, it's a beautiful taste. I enjoy it. Is this normally or a normal thing to blend all these wines together like that?
It is, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's called a Bordeaux style blend because Bordeaux, France is where those 5 varietals originate.
Okay.
And similar to Champagne, we have to call it Bordeaux style because there are copyright infringements and legal ramifications if you call it a Bordeaux blend.
Wow. This might be my new go-to red wine. I like the blend.
Yeah,
I think it's a great idea.
It's very good. That's probably very similar to like calling a certain whiskey a bourbon, right?
Yeah.
If it's not Kentucky and that kind of stuff. So
yeah,
it's very interesting. So you farm grapes. Is there any other crops that you farm on your farm?
We farm grapes. Sorry, he wants to get in on this. We farm grapes. We farm blueberries. We have, and that's pretty much it for farming, ranch cattle, and then have a construction company.
Okay.
You guys
like
are busy.
houses or what kind of construction? Just general?
Civil engineering. So we are a grading, paving, excavating, construction.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Anything dirt and below.
Okay.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
And so the blueberries that you have, I imagine, is in this can.
Yes. So that is a co-ferment of blueberries and Aleatico wine grapes. It's an Italian varietal. And so that it's super fun. So where the red wine is a little bit more structured, has a little bit more intensity, the blusé, as we call it, which we trademarked, is fun in a can, summer in a can. We have it like that just to make it a little bit more convenient, a little bit of an introductory drink, but we have major wine connoisseurs that are huge fans of it as well.
Truckloads of quantities are available. There is a truck with the brand on the back on blueberries.
And is that a truckload quantity of blueberries or of the blusé? Blusé, yeah, blusé.
All of the above. Just give me a call and we'll send it out. And
I'm just going to tell you right now, we said it before we got on the air. If you want to turn up real quick, 11% in this tiny little can, it packs a punch.
Oh, wow.
It definitely does. There are stories of my husband and brother playing horseshoes and consuming one too many of those and not remembering how they got home. We're pretty much in the backyard too, so
I was going to ask you where the pit was.
Yes. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
How long has wine been going in a can like this? Because I don't know that I've seen very much of it.
It's gotten more popular, especially with the millennials and the generations after. Convenience, kind of that like carbon footprint of wine. Our main thing for putting wine in a can, in all honesty, I never thought I would put wine in a can with our name on it. I'll just be completely honest. As you taste the red wine is a little bit more focused, structured. Not that it's not fun, but it's a little bit more serious. And wine in a can is more of a, easy going by the pond type drink. Yeah. And so I'd say, I don't know how many years, to be completely honest. They have been putting, like Francis Ford Coppola has put their Sophia sparkling wine in a can.
Right.
And that's been for probably like 10 years. We've been going, what you have there is our 4th vintage. So we've been doing it for 4 years. So we're new to the whole winemaking side of things.
When you put it in a can, does that make it easier to sell outside of your area, or how wide of a stretch do you have for your products?
Our products, we currently have actually both of those drinks that you have there, the 19 Watrous and the Blusé. We have them as far as North Carolina. And so North Carolina, Texas, and California are the main markets. But we can ship to all 50 states. Well, not all 50, almost all 50 states.
Yeah.
It makes a whole lot of sense to me. Yeah, sure. I get why you don't think it would ever have your name on it in a can, but like I speak for my wife, who is more of a wine drinker than a beer drinker, and we might go to a bar, we might go to a sporting event or something like that doesn't have a bottle to pour or a glass.
Right.
Now she can get something that's best of both worlds and convenient.
Exactly. And for that wine, blueberries are good for you. They're full of antioxidants. So is red wine. So I like to call that a breakfast wine, or it's a healthy drinking wine because it's net zero with all the antioxidants. I mean, where could you go wrong? You're detoxing while you're retoxing.
Perfect. I love that. Yeah. Oh my gosh, he just squirted me with that.
Finally, not myself.
Yeah.
I'm really good at opening.
This is fantastic. I am getting the blueberry right on the tongue.
Oh, it's carbonated.
Yeah.
It is carbonated, yep. So it's got a little bubble to it to make it even more fun.
That is really fun.
I mean, it probably really competes well with like the seltzers. Yeah. It drinks smooth like that.
Yep.
For an 11% drink.
Wow. But in that world, so it is a wine, so it's definitely not a seltzer, even though because it's in a can, people think it may be. But it has a lot more alcohol, so you technically have to drink less of them. So if you're worried about calorie consumption, you're much further ahead with ours.
Yeah, I think that's what Corey's most excited about.
We have to drink less. Okay.
So your role within the operation as the company director, is that you get to oversee the whole thing?
It's a family operation, so it just depends on the day. We are a small but mighty team. When it comes to blueberries, I handle all the sales. I handle all the food compliance, food safety, anything that is required, to be completely honest. Grapes, again, all the sales, all the compliance, the day-to-day running of the business. Out in the fields when necessary. This was the first harvest that I wasn't out on a tractor, to be completely honest, a little preoccupied.
Yeah.
The newborn is definitely humbling. It is my first, so I thought I'd be able to just strap him on and let's get going, and he had different plans. But I still did partake in other ways. So
yeah.
Well, you're doing fantastic. I would have guessed it wasn't your first with how well you're handling them on the podcast.
Well, I apologize, but things happen.
So that's the 7th generation.
This is actually the 6th generation. I'm 5th.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah. So he's the number 6 of the 6th generation.
Yeah. So then as our listeners might be interested in how well we reviewed this wine with our depth of vocabulary, how can we find it? How can they get a hold of it?
You can get this wine from our website at sarasranchwine.com. And we, like I said, we ship to most states. I think there's like 2 or 3 that you can't ship alcohol to. And that's really the best way to get it directly from us.
Sarah's, Herres. What?
SERRES.
Oh, yeah. Hey,
you had it how she told you to say it.
That's right.
Sarah, SERRES. And then
sarasranchwine.com.
Yep. And you also have sarasranchblueberries.com.
Yes.
So
Andrew on Instagram, absolutely. Go take a look at that. We appreciate you, Taylor, taking the time.
Of course.
It was a pleasure to meet the next generation as far as that goes.
Thank you. Sorry, he's a little starstruck, I think.
Yeah,
that's it. Yes.
Yeah.
We have that effect. It's just me with babies. None of them like.
You know what? Trick or treating is going to be fun tonight after we down the wine that's in our glass and the wine that's in this can. So it'll be fun.
Yes, it will.
I love it. Well, again, thank you so much for jumping on. Hopefully, when we come out there, we can swing by and see you guys. And take
absolutely.
Well, great. Well, until next time, we'll talk to you then.